In this video, I wanted to show you how you can go about accessing the Prezi presentation that I created for you. So you should, on Saturday, receive this email that invites you to edit the Prezi. And you can see each group will have a slightly different template, but everybody's will include the same basic information. So we'll open up your Prezi presentation here, and you will be invited to select a particular subtopic, and the directions are on a assignment document linked to this week's learning materials. And I have divided up this workload into 9 different components because most groups have 9 people. And so you will sign up for your particular topic. And then to go about editing something, first of all, let me take you into this section that I already did. It's the foundations section. So at first glance, it doesn't look like it contains very much information. But if you double click, you will see that it goes in a little bit deeper and it has 3 core components. And then if you want to learn about one of these components, you double click and it zooms in and you'll be able to see the information that I provided. Now, to zoom out in the edit mode, you just click this back arrow and it will go 1 step back. If you wanted to check out something else that I wrote, you can zoom in 1 step back. And then if you want to get to the full screen, you can hit this out arrow again. All right, so let's say you signed up to do one of the survey pieces of information. And I just entered in some junk text right here, obviously. And when you are entering in text, you'll have to double click to actually access it. I'll delete that junk text and enter in a little bit more here. And if you wanted to change the color for whatever reason, you can do that here. If you wanted to change the color of the text box, or you wanted to change the size or nature of the font, you can do that all up here. You can also create bullets. So right up here is very similar to what you would see in PowerPoint or Google Slides. Then if you want to zoom into the uses, you can see that I started entering in some junk text here as well. So double click to edit. And then once you are finished, you would hit this back arrow to get back out to the main screen. And I'll just delete this junk text as well. And so the survey, if you sign up for survey, you would have survey uses and drawbacks. Well, then there's somebody else who's responsible for sampling considerations. And you can see you can scroll into each one of these in a little bit more detail. Again, hitting this arrow to zoom back out. So each one of the circles will contain a piece of information. I've tried to create the Prezi presentation so that there are circles or rectangles for each of the components of information that you need. So there should not be any reason to add any additional slides or components to the presentation. Then once you are finished, and you should have it finished Thursday evening, I will provide a link to the presentation to another group. So for example, the red group might evaluate the blue team and the blue team might evaluate the green team, something like that. And so I will send around links on Friday morning so that you can see what another group did. What I will ask you to do then is to prepare for a question on the exam. That question is going to ask you to evaluate another team's presentation. My hope is that by evaluating the presentation, you're also enriching your learning. You'll notice what things maybe they discussed in a different way than what your group did. And I think also by evaluating what are maybe some weak points or some areas that could have been enriched, that should enhance your own learning. And so to do that, you will get a link to the presentation and you can scroll through it. You can see I'm clicking on these down arrows, and you can also maneuver by moving this dial right here to get to different points in the presentation. And I will ask you, like I said, on the test to submit your evaluation. So what I encourage you to do is to compose your evaluation over the weekend while you have time, and then you have it all ready and you don't have to worry about it as part of your exam. And conducting that evaluation should also help you learn more about the information. So if you do have questions about creating the Prezi presentation or maneuvering through it or viewing somebody else's presentation, please let me know or post a question on the Q&A forum. This is the first time that I'm using Prezi as part of an online course, so it's a learning experience for me. So please also let me know when you hit some kind of bump, so hopefully we can prevent it in the future. Thanks.